Bonjour everyone. So today we're gonna take a detailed look at this particular item. It is a Hot Wheels Mattel creation and it's depicting the Citroen DS23 and it's a collaboration with the MoMA. So in this video I'm gonna try to answer the question if it's worth to buy it, because these are the fairly high price, $40 plus shipping. I mean, in my case, it was 53 euro, and I'm talking about retail price on Mattel Creation website. I'm not talking about overvalued listing on eBay or whatever. So we're gonna take a look to see if it's worth the hype, this particular price. It's the first time that I bought something on Mattel Creation. And we're gonna take a look at it. Now, I already opened it before. In fact, I've owned this thing since about a week or so, but I'm doing the video right now. Anyway, so we're gonna take a brief look at the box, which but not too much. It looked pretty neat. So the MoMA, if you don't know, it's the Museum of Modern Art, and it's located in New York City. And the collaboration came because in the MoMA a few years ago they exposed some car with some very distinctive and innovative shape, and the Citroen DS is obviously one of them, one of the most unique car shape created, I think, created in 1955. Anyway, so it is again nice color, although the camera doesn't show it exactly the way it is, but that doesn't matter. So we're gonna take a look at this, and here it is. So first of all, I think that this look very nice. That's a very nice display. I think that's why I'm gonna keep it this way. So I'm gonna open the cover to show the car a bit in detail, but that I'm gonna take it, put it back. But anyway, so like you see, it's supposed to be the car sitting in that museum. You can even see those line that you have in a museum to tell to the public to not touch the car or whatever. So very realistic. And if you look a bit behind, we have some different logo of Citroen over the year. Although I should mention that they are not the last one, which oddly enough look like the very first one. I guess turned a recurring thing. But yeah, also something a bit nice is that you have this little drawer where we have a little leaflet. So it gives you some basic information about the MoMA and which I've never been, but I think it would be a nice museum to visit. I mean, I don't like all kind of museum, but this would be nice. And so here we have some basic fact about the Citroen DS. Now, for me, which know this car in particular detail, it's nothing new, but it's a decent amount of information, I would say. So yes, they mentioned that it's called in French the DS, meaning goddess in French, yes. They talk about the legendary hydropneumatic suspension. What else do they say? Yes, they say that this one is the facelift version. The interior, which is also the facelift version. This one is meant to be a 1973. It was one of the last year of the DS. And yes, so that's very neat. we're gonna put it back on, and we're gonna open this. So here it is. Now it is claimed to be in 1/64 scale, and that's why I've bought this particular item. So this is a matchbox of the Citroen DS, and it's also claimed to be in 1/64 scale. At first I thought that they reuse this casting for doing this, but it's a bit different. We're gonna maybe compare them a bit later, but we can see that yes, they are the same as it seems. So what you have to expect from this? So from what the listing on the website said, it doesn't come with a plastic base, a metal base, I mean. So I guess you could call that disappointing. Me, since I'm not gonna remove it from the base, from that base, that doesn't matter too much. The wheel, now they are authentic wheels, but they look a bit plasticky. I don't know, I don't remember if the tires are rubber. I think that they do, from what I can remember. We have a pretty nice paint. I mean, it's not metallic, but it's a nice color. As you can clearly see, we have an opening part, but we'll get to that later. And that's the main difference with that casting, which is a basic mainline casting, so from Matchbox, so no opening part, but it's meant to be the same generation of DS, so that's why I first thought that maybe they reuse that casting, but if they did, they modified it, and maybe they did, I don't know. So we don't have any lens headlights. That's a bit disappointing, but I knew it. But we have some nice tempo, depicting very well the double light, which directional light with the steering wheel, at least on European spec, because in the USA you couldn't have some light of this kind, so you got an ugly headlight. And yes, so again, we don't have a lens on the back, but to be fair, they are much smaller. And we have a badge, it's a DS23. 23 means that it's a 2.3 liter 4-cylinder. I think it made about 140 or 50 horsepower ish. And that was the biggest engine available ever on this car. And yes, so we're gonna open the hood. So we have a bit of a big gap, so that's a bit unfortunate. That's the issue with, oh, that's clearly visible here, but it is what it is, you could say. This isn't in chrome, which is a bit unfortunate. You could say that on this Matchbox it was chrome, but you also had a chrome interior as drawback. So we're gonna open the hood, or bonnet or whatever. So you can see it's pretty nicely detailed. We have the spare tire in the front, a typical thing of classic car of this period. We have some decent amount of colors, with, for example, some green part, which means to represent the hydro-pneumatic system. And yeah, it looks pretty nice. But like I said, this gap look very bad. That's the only opening part that we have. We don't have any opening doors or whatever, which is fine. Also, we have some nice paint overall for all the extra details, like the door handle and that part. We have take a look previously at the back with some nice badging and whatever. You can see I'm touching the car, although they say that I shouldn't, because it's my car, so it's my museum. Joking aside, we have some mirrors which are fairly large, but at least they are there, which wasn't the case on this one. Oh, they did actually, but it's much smaller. I'll let you be the judge on which one is better. Maybe this one. Now we don't have any reflective stickers. Now I'm being very picky because, like I said, this thing costs at least $40 each. So that's a very high money for a 164. So I'm being very picky. And yes. We have some, we can see the wipers, although it's part of the base and part of the window. Now the interior is not so easy to see. I wish that they did like they did on this one with at least the front window rolled down, because we could see the interior, which is ugly on this one, but that's not the subject. But here you cannot do that, which is a bit annoying. We cannot take a look at the interior clearly. Plus, I think that the windows are smoked, so that's another drawback, I think. But from what I can see, we have some red interior, which is a very nice touch. So we have a two-tone interior because the dashboard is black, and actually everything is black other than the seat. And I cannot tell if they did a nice job on the steering wheel, because we know that Mattel can be very bad at steering wheel, and it's impossible to see, so that's very annoying. I think that's not good at all. The dashboard looked to be nicely detailed from what I can see. No, actually it's a proper steering wheel, so that's nice, although I think it's a bit too much backward, I think, compared to where the seat is. So yeah, the interior look okay, I think, but again it's very hard to see, which again I don't think is a good thing. And what can we see next? No license plate also, that's a bit disappointing. I wish that we had at least a license plate that it says something like Citroen DS, or even, but maybe I'm dreaming too much, a French style license plate. But at least, like I said, a license plate that says Citroen DS or something of that kind. And yeah, I think we take a look at about everything. Like I said, we cannot see the underneath because I'm not gonna attempt to took it off the butt. But if you wanted to do it, you can see the two screws, and you can see Mattel Creations MoMA Citroen DS23 Sedan with some licensing from DS Automobile and not Citroen, which is at the same time weird but understanding. And yes, so I'm gonna conclude now on if it's worth buying. Now I'm happy about it, mainly because I think that this whole display is pretty good looking. Like I said, with so we can look at the drawing a bit better. And yes, so like I said, it looked pretty good. Now, in like many things that like many Mattel Creations, I think that it's a bit overpriced. I think that they could do better, but in other way, I've bought it and I'm sort of, well, I'm happy about it. But it could be better, I think. So if it was worth to watch, to buy, I mean, probably not. But in my case, it was more of a, how I'm gonna say that? It is maybe not worth objectively, I mean, but subjectively, I'm very about it. So, so it depends on you. If you're a big fan of the Citroen DS20 of the DS, or at least you like it a lot, You can buy it like I did, but if it's a car that you don't particularly care about, I don't think it is worth buying it. So it's pretty good, but it depends on your taste. So I hope that I've answered your question. Actually, I'm gonna put it in the nice way. That was this way. And on that conclusion, I hope, thanks for watching.